It's November 11th, 2010, and it's been an incredibly long time since I've posted things on YouTube, at least on this channel. I've had a lot of people who have subscribed and requested to be friends and for different purposes. I think one thing that people don't take into consideration is that um, it's kind of strange, the subculture on YouTube, especially with um, channels for trans women. They're just people who fetishize trans women, and just it's not necessarily for academic or for support or for learning or for, yeah, it's for that. Anyways, I'm doing it for everything but that. And I'm doing it mostly for myself. But in any case, I've been thinking about just the amount of makeup that I put on. And granted, I'd say I put on more than most women I know. Um, But in general, I was just thinking about how even before I used to put a ton of foundation. I would just take foundation and just literally slather it on my fingers and then just wipe it all over. And um, it wasn't just necessarily like lack of information with putting on makeup, but I was just thinking about this idea of like this makeup equation, like makeup, face makeup equation. And you know, I was just thinking about how over time I've cared less and less about what other people have thought. And that's been a result of lots of things, lots of support, challenging myself, just making it through every single day. There's just a lot of things, but as time goes on, the direction that I'm heading towards, um, I feel like I'm definitely a lot more confident. And um, with that, I've just cared less and less about how exaggerated or how much makeup I put on. So whereas before I was so concerned with passing, so um, it was just an absolute necessity, and in that equation, my desire for passing was greater than the amount that needed to pass if I was going to pass and care about passing. But rather, as like my confidence has increased and my, like one of the things I've noticed also too is just looking in the mirror and with or without makeup and seeing um, what I want to see. And it's not necessarily just the physical changes that have happened as a result of hormones or of makeup or of um, plucking hair off my face. Um, it's about relearning how I see myself and also not giving a crap about what other people think. Um, so in that process, I've seen just this equation where it's like I look back at other pictures and I like look at my eyebrows and I pluck them to the point where they're just thin lines. And I'm just thinking like eyebrows are really nice. They should be there. They're part of your face. Just all sorts of things. Also too, this past Halloween, I was I don't know exactly what I was for Halloween. Somewhere between a vampire slash assassin. Um, but I put on a lot of like paler toned makeup foundation. And then I realized that it wasn't too far off from just like looking at that, like the way it blended, or rather not blended it, the way it sat on my skin and the way that I normally put on foundation. It's just like I realized that it wasn't that far off. Um, and so I find myself just learning to say, it's just, for me now, with how I am, I just, I, as far as with makeup, like I'm okay with putting even less and less And even if I don't necessarily look like uber feminine, um, I'm okay with that because it complements the way that I look. It makes me feel that it complements my features the way makeup's supposed to be like, as opposed to before where it was just more of a mask. So that's like the one of the transitions that I've seen with passing and makeup and all that. So I'm pretty happy about that direction. I I don't know. It also just saves me time, which is awesome. Um, so that's just what I was thinking. This makeup equation, and I mean, I would go through a bottle of foundation in probably a month. So if that gives you an idea of how much I would put on, that's a lot. So that's about it for now. I hope to post regularly. I just last time I posted stuff on this channel, I was using my old Toshiba laptop, and that one died out, and life happened, and just really didn't have access to a steady computer. So now I'm using a new MacBook, or a newish MacBook Pro rather, and I have iMovie 2011, so I'm going to see how easy it is to upload. I'm just going to see if it works in terms of like uploading straight to YouTube, so I'm excited about that. So that's it from here. I hope to record regularly. It's also just helpful to my peace of mind to be able to do this. And I guess also too, for a while I did start another channel, and partly it was because of just having things that I wanted to talk about, but also having friends having access to my channel. So I decided that I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to keep the material integrated and not necessarily change. And while that may sound somewhat um, self-serving, I just want to make this kind of advisory, this little warning, basically saying that um, this channel for me, from this point on, is about self-awareness and self-evaluation and imperfect thoughts and imperfect ideas. And having imperfect ideas about imperfect people, as well as my own self. So a lot of it is art-based, a lot of it is just soul-searching, a lot of it is just anthropological. And so if there is something, it's just a fair warning. There may be something about you if I know you. So, nothing private, of course, in terms of names and such, but this is about my exploration and keeping track of my transitioning, which I haven't been able to do as thoroughly in terms of connecting it to YouTube, and that's something that I'd like to do again. So, with that said, hopefully this starts a new chapter, and thanks for watching.